Hey y'all, sprinkle, sprinkle, welcome. All right. So we're going to be talking about today why men cheat because I know y'all all are asking me. And this morning I actually went live on my YouTube account early this morning already to talk about, what's going on. Why some women get cheated on no matter how beautiful, how rich, how whatever. Because y'all are asking me. So I must address. And y'all know they cheat. It doesn't matter, right? It don't really matter. They're gonna do it. So act accordingly. Prepare accordingly. Never attach too early. Don't do the most because you already know what they're gonna do. Okay. So when you're mentally prepared and you understand that men are gonna cheat and also why they cheat, you're not going to get so attached in the first place. Okay. So we're going to go into some of the reasons why men actually cheat. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, honestly, because it doesn't even matter who they're with. That's why it doesn't matter if it's you or not. They're going to cheat no matter whoever they're with. They're going to cheat on whoever they with. It has nothing to do with the person at all. So no matter what you think, it has nothing to do with you individually. It's everything to do with him. So, when you get into any type of relationship, if that man cheats, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how they feel about themselves, has everything to do with their ego, their masculinity, and their ability to practice putting their needs and their selves first before anyone. That's all it has to do with. Okay. Now, I was scrolling through some of my comments, and there are so many naive young ladies that are saying, not all men cheat. Well, they haven't cheated yet. Just put it that way. Okay. Because you could go a good 10 years, a good 15, a good 20, a good 30 years, and then what happens? They might cheat later on, but do you care by then? Maybe not. Anyway, so just understand that. Okay. And some of y'all are saying, my dad never cheated, my grandpa never cheated. No, you just never knew. Some people cheat and don't get caught, and some people cheat and they have enough respect for their family not to get caught. So don't ever fix your mouth and say, well, someone you fully don't know never cheated. Because if you have, an understanding of how men think, you're going to know that statement is probably false. Okay. Provider boyfriend said cheater should. I told him I'm going to miss him. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all are funny. Thank you, Yasmin. Sprinkle, sprinkle. A man who comes from money told me I'm delusional for expecting him to spend on me, and it really affected my self-esteem. How do I stop? Girls, I don't know why y'all take these men seriously. Just because they have more money doesn't mean they have more sense. Okay? Listen to what I'm telling you. A man that likes you, now listen to me very carefully. A man that likes you 10 times more, a man that sees you as the prize, the correct target of man, will spend. He don't like you. He's not the correct target. You chose the wrong guy. That's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Stop doubting yourself. Start doubting your choices. Okay. You doubt your choice of men. The guy you are talking to don't like you. Find someone who does, and everything will change. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I keep telling y'all this every day, but y'all steady looking for people you can post up instead of looking for people that's going to post up them bills. You know what I'm saying? Y'all steady looking for people you can post up on Instagram instead of looking for men who gonna pay bills and like you times 10. Stop it. All right? They supposed to stay hid anyway. They're not supposed to make no appearances. An arm, a leg, maybe an ear. That's it. People shouldn't know their name. You shouldn't be trying to find men you can post up. Find men that you want to hide. That's the key. All right? Now, back to why men cheat. Because you got them posted up. That's one of the reasons. Another reason they cheat. Remember, a woman makes a man more appealing to every other woman when she posts him up or claims him publicly, especially if she's like very attractive or important. It's never the other round. It's never the other way around. It never the other way around. Okay. Any man that's posted up with a woman will always get the better end of the deal there. Okay. Because it's not a flex to post your man, but it is a flex to post your woman if she looks good. So you're not getting anything out of posting him except the fact you can get a man. But anybody can get a man. Anybody can get a provider and hide them, you know, keep them hid. If you keep your man hid, there's less problem and less opportunities for him to cheat. Now, I ain't going to say he's not going to cheat, but there's less opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Ever since social media has started and y'all started posting up these dudes, they all be slowly disappearing, doing to them cheating, people DMing them, talking about, ooh, I could do you better than her, or hey, how you doing? You know, stop doing that mess. Stop looking for men you can post up. Look for men you can hide. That's where the money is, okay? Most men that actually have real money and who like you times 10 don't want to be all up in the sea. They want to just sit back and enjoy you without being a part of everything and all the hoopla, okay? So, too much exposure to your personal life, like you introduce your man to all your friends, all your cousins, all your, family members, you introduce them to anybody who will listen. That's another reason why they cheat. Because you introduce them to too many people that want what you got. And another reason why they cheat is also if you make them feel emasculated, if you make them feel like upset with you, if you become their mother and start lecturing them all the time, what are they going to do to get you back? What are they going to do to hurt you? Exactly. You're going to give them too much ammunition to use against you in a moment of anger, in a moment of feeling inadequate. So y'all need to stop introducing them to everybody. Stop posting them up. Stop even claiming them unless they claimed all your debt. You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all are quick to claim a man that ain't even yours, that haven't even got you debt free, and over here getting some other chick debt free, haven't paid none of your bills. You know what I'm saying? So y'all need to understand this. Men also cheat for their ego boost. They want to feel like there's no woman controlling them and what they can do, even though they pretend that they're in a committed relationship. Some men don't like to be under the control or the authority or the commitment of being with only one woman because it feels like control. And men are ego driven, and therefore being controlled by a woman is not part of their mindset. So they're gonna cheat just for that reason alone. Okay. Also, they also feel like they're not going to get that opportunity back, or if you don't know, it won't hurt you. Because most men are run by their lower nature. They're not very mentally evolved. Unless they are highly disciplined, they're going to let their lower nature win out most of the time, and they're going to justify it with A, B, C, and D, whatever it is. Okay, so stop caring that they cheat. They are going to cheat. Just make sure you're prepared, you know how to get your money out of it, and you're not emotionally attached to the idea of everything going wrong if they do cheat. Look, if they cheat, make them pay. Get what you can and leave if you choose to, or stay and get more and then leave whenever you feel like it. Either way, leave with more than you came in with, and never underestimate that they're not going to cheat. Oh, just go in. I was telling somebody earlier, look, smart women cheat first. That's all I'm going to say. Because they already know what's coming. Smart women cheat first. Dumb women react and then try to go cheat later with anything that they can find quick and fast and in a hurry. Smart woman already got one in place. It's called a backup. She already got the money in place. Possibly more money in place if she's smart. If you smart, you got a backup with more money than your current. If you smart. If you're dumb, you don't have a backup and you'll run and get any dusty available for a rebound. No, you got to be proactive when it comes to this, because a lot of men, you already know they're going to cheat. But the best revenge is having that backup with more money. I promise you that. And not even skipping a beat. Just on to the next. If you have that, I mean, oh my goodness. So the best way to have that is to have a friend zone that's waiting on you to come to the realization that that's not the one for you. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said how to get a man to cheat, set him up. They have businesses that will set your man up to see if he'll cheat on you. Can you do a video going into detail on how to master the Aunt Ethel technique? I'm a beginner. You got to become a good liar, and you got to have Aunt Ethel lore, and you got to start from the first conversation and mention her as if she's a real person. You need props, backstories. Hold on, my Aunt Ethel is on the other line. Common sense stuff as if she's real. Okay. I'll probably do a whole video on it, but I think y'all need to understand that some of that stuff is better unsaid and left to the imagination so that you can come up with it on your own so it's more authentic. If y'all need step-by-step guides to stuff, something wrong with y'all brain, okay? It's called common sense. Y'all don't need a step-by-step for every single thing. You have to be able to improv. You got to be able to use your common sense when it is useful. Because if you put the guide out there, people are going to figure it out. Okay. Y'all need to use y'all's imagination and get off that screen and stop scrolling and start writing stuff down and thinking and playing chess, not checkers. Okay. Y'all need to use y'all's common sense. Be creative. Okay. Women are naturally creative. Use it or lose it, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said take an acting class. Yes, ma'am. Write down common sense stuff. Use it or lose it, because if y'all need instruction for every single thing, it's not real. It's not going to be believable. Use your imagination, and that's how. Okay. You said people ask for tutorials to breathe nowadays. Exactly, girl. Use your imagination. That's what it's for. I have an imagination. That's how. You said, how did you learn on this? I have an imagination. I have common sense. I be acting. I don't get emotionally attached. When women get too emotionally attached, their men also cheat because they don't want to feel that emotional attachment as a burden. So they cheat. So let me explain that. When you, as a woman, commit yourself to one man, and he doesn't have to chase you anymore. You're emotionally attached to him. He's got you in the palm of his hand. You've submitted. You're cooking and you're cleaning and doing all the stuff that you do. No challenge there anymore. He's got you. No more excitement. No more dopamine rush. You're the norm now. Boring. I conquered you. That's why they cheat, because they conquered you. If you never let them conquer you, they're less likely to cheat because they're still going to be on the chase for you. Well, how can I get her to cook for me? Or how can I get her to submit to me? Or how can I get her to do this? You can't. You got to keep trying. Every single thing you try may or may not fail. I'm going to let you think it's working for a second, but it ain't. So you have to make sure you're not falling into the category of conquered. Once you're conquered, that's it. That's all they wanted to do. They wanted to humble you and conquer you and make you submit. And after that, you're boring. It's like a new toy. They want a new toy. It's boring now. Okay. I didn't think you were the type of woman that were going to do that, but you proved me wrong. Now I'm bored, So that's why you got to keep them on their toes always. All right. Thank you for being a new member, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Men cheat because you're boring. They need constant excitement, especially if they're in a certain type of profession where they are surrounded by women all the time, or if they need constant interaction. That's why you got to stay a problem. If you become the problem, there ain't going to be no problem. You understand? If you become the problem, there ain't going to be no problems. Does a text message, hey, to my boyfriend at 10:45 p.m. Sunday night, meaning he's cheating with that person? He said it's a friend texted. Huh? Why is he texting people at 10:45 at night? Do men text each other that late at night? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't know. Use your common sense, baby. Do y'all be texting each other at that late at night, men? And if y'all do, is there something else going on over there? Exactly. Use your common sense. All right. You said her name was Jane? Girl, y'all can believe whatever y'all want. You know men cheat. Anyway, how to be un how to be expectable and keep him on his toes. To stay a problem. Always have a problem. Don't be jealous, but have another type of problem. Like jealousy looks like insecurity. But if you have a real problem, keep him on his toes. Like, for example, I was thinking yesterday, look, call him on the phone or talk to him on the phone. Be like, I was thinking yesterday that, I don't know. Like, do you really think that we're going to make it? Like, put doubt in his mind. You think that we're really going to make it? Like, as far as relationship is concerned, do you see us in the future together? Because I don't know if I do. Like, put so doubt into his mind. Like, make him think he got to do something more, Don't break up with him. Just like, you ever think about it? Like, it's hard for me to see you like in 10 years from now. Like, I just can't do it. I'm trying, throw so doubt in his mind. Hey, sure, about to be on a date 3 with this man, how to ask for the monthly allowance. Yeah. Tell him, you know what? I really like you. And I don't like talking about money too much because it's kind of, awkward. So, we could just do monthly allowance. Don't say monthly allowance, say direct deposit. We should just get me on direct deposit with your bank and you can put a certain amount in there every month. And just tell them the amount. Don't say allowance. Allowance is a power play. It's like parents give kids allowances. You can just use the new term direct deposit and just tell them the amount. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Just tell them you don't like talking about money. You want to focus on the relationship. So I think a direct deposit would be the best thing to do so that we can focus on our relationship when we meet up and go out. And then this is how much I need a month. And then I'll double what you need. Tell them it's double. Whatever you need for real, double it and see what he can do. All right. You said call it funds. Exactly. Something. Don't call it allowance. Okay. So men cheat because they do what's best for them, or they do what they think is best for them. And most men don't realize until it's too late that they've done something that they regret. Now, men don't really care about your feelings. They care more about their ego than they do care about your feelings. I promise you. Okay. So many men have cared more about their ego than your feelings, that they will end everything based on how they look to other people and how they want to feel about themselves. They have no concern about how you feel at all. They don't care. And the problem is most of y'all think that they do. They care about conquering you. They care about getting you to submit. They care about how good you make them feel and how good you make them look. And when that's no longer the issue, when they already got the momentum of that, it's on to the next. Okay. When they get the momentum, the highest point of that situation, it's on to the next. After they already feel like they've conquered you, the momentum is gone. After everybody done seen y'all together, and you have upped his status, the momentum is gone. It's like there's like the Usher song, the climax. Going nowhere fast. You already reached the climax. Never let them get you. Cheated in December, you overreacted. He wanted a car for your anniversary in July. What to do? Get the car now. Don't wait till July. Well, get it while you're still upset. Get the car now. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get to the dealership now. And it's been to December. See, that's when y'all mess up. Y'all don't get the stuff right then and there. Okay. This man cheated in December. What is it? April? You should have had the car in January. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all moving too slow. Be a problem, not somebody that's understanding. Y'all should have been to the dealership by January, man. He ain't gonna remember who cheated, and he gonna break up with you before you can even try to get a car. You get to that dealership today, period. Y'all be still waiting on these people. They gonna cheat on you and tell you future fake you. Get it today. You should have been had it in January once you found out. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You moving too slow. How do you manage to keep James from cheating on me? Girl, by the time that I was a mother, I had my 2 kids. I had everything that I ever wanted. I didn't care. I don't know if he did or not. I wasn't looking into it. So it don't really matter. I don't think he was. He was way older than me. He was always in the house asleep by 8 o'clock. So I have no idea. I didn't care enough to be like, oh, are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating? The fact is, if he did and got caught, it would be much more detrimental to him than it would have been for me. So, you know what I'm saying? May he rest in peace. But see, the type of man that I chose, my life did not depend on if he had or hadn't cheated. I was not male-centered. So, it's very different for someone like me. Okay? You don't get re-upset and start looking online at vehicles. That's right, ma'am. Get your money. Get your car. You said secure the bag first. I sure did. Secure the bag first. Get everything you want and need. And if they start to act up, you should be so busy that you don't even notice. And if you have any type of suspicion, then cut everything off in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not male-centered, they're more likely trying to please you anyway. Okay. You said she didn't marry for fidelity. And neither should anyone else. Honestly, I don't think people should marry for fidelity because it does not exist. Okay, you might as well marry for a unicorn. Okay. The chances of that are like about the same as discovering Bigfoot or a unicorn. Just don't marry for the wrong reason. Marry for the right reason. Benefits. Okay? If not, something wrong with you. Don't be mad. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Uh-oh, who's texting me? Nobody. Mm-hmm. You like my pillow, girl? Oh, thank you, girl. Appreciate it. That's a gift from my cousin. It's a pillow made with an Hermes scarf. Or 2 Hermes scarves. I don't know, girl. It's nice. It's expensive. I was like, it was a birthday gift and an early housewarming gift and a birthday gift from my cousin. Okay. Yeah, and remember, y'all can't stop a man from cheating no matter what you do. No matter what you do, unless you lock him up. You can't keep him from cheating. So stop focusing on that and focus on what you can get out of him if he does cheat and how you could stay a problem so he's less likely to cheat. That's what y'all really need to be focusing on. And also yourself. And like I said, have a backup just in case. You never know. Stop marrying for the wrong reason. Stupidity. Okay. Someone says, a lot of these men are very insecure in these comments. Chris, why are you so insecure? What are you insecure about? Okay. How and when to mention that I'm saving up to purchase a car if I want him to buy it? Now, today, the first time you talk to him, whenever. The sooner, the better. Now, just start talking about it. The sooner, I don't know why y'all be waiting. Y'all are silly waiting. Mm-hmm. Why are women so emotional when cheating is involved? Because they think that they're special and that men aren't going to cheat on them. Girl, you are not exempt. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do you know why some women don't think that they're going to get cheated on by whoever they're with? Let me tell you why. Because that man is good at lying and she's very gullible and desperate enough to believe him and giving blind trust. Okay? That's the only reason. What if I ask for monthly money? I never have. And a guy looks at me disgusted and says that this is why you're dating me. I thought you were not shallow. That means he ain't got it. And you need to find somebody that has it and likes you times 10. If that man That man sound too young, okay? And he sound broke. He don't sound like he got money, and he sound like he's not excited for you to be in his life, okay? Because when a man likes you, they want to impress you. They don't think you're there for them because you're the prize, and they feel like they're dreaming to be in your presence. And so they will do anything to keep you there in their presence, which means they will spend. That man will like you, and he thinks you're dating him for him. He must not be ugly enough or old enough or rich enough. Okay. All men know that if they don't have no money, especially if you look 10 times better than them, that what you won't even have nothing to do with them. So choose better. Y'all are just choosing the wrong type of men. Y'all are choosing men that y'all can post up and bring out in public. Y'all need to be choosing men that got to stay behind the scenes and shut up. You understand? Be lucky to be in your presence. Those are the type of men you need to be looking for. These other dudes, they're arguing. That's why you want me, because I have money. No, fool. I want you because you're a decent human being and you're not going to do anything wrong. No, fool. I want your money. Okay? Because why else would you want him? He's not supposed to look good. He's not supposed to be any type of thing that you want. He's supposed to be everything that you don't even like so that he can pay to stay in your life. Do you understand? That's what you need to be doing. Go find that and you'll have money. All right. You had him chase you for 3 years. Now that we live together, it's a whole 180. Coming back to you has been helping me detach myself emotionally again. He noticed and now trying to clean up his act. Thank you. All right, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I know that's right. Get him together so he can get you your money. All right. The right time to ask for money is the very beginning of any type of conversation or relationship because they're trying to impress you the most. And don't tell them what it's for. If you do, lie. Stop giving out too much information. Okay. Make up a lie for what it's for and don't tell them really what it's for. How to get him to pay for getting caught cheating when he got caught. If you get caught too, you can't get nothing out of it. That's why you got to stay 10 steps ahead. When you are unbothered by him cheating, they hate it. Of course they do, because they know that you don't even like them for real. But it's cheaper to keep you. Especially if you are in a long-term relationship or cohabitating or married. Okay. Or they feel like you probably cheated too. That's why you're too mad. And they can't really bust you because they don't have no evidence. For the gems on the channel and especially the sure. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. See, Shat, sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate you, girl. Okay. When do you give up the cookie? When you're debt free, baby. When all your credit card bills have been paid off in full. When your car is paid off in full. Okay. When you got the title to your car, baby. Otherwise, you're just rolling around waiting to get ghosted. When they have invested enough in you to want to roll around with them. I really enjoyed all the members only videos. Just wondering if we'll be getting new perks. Hey, girl, sprinkle, sprinkle. Perhaps every couple of months I put new videos in there and they're no longer available to the public. So every couple of months, or I'll release something early. Like if I come out with a new product, I'll release it to the members only first and the Patreon. Y'all will get the first to get stuff. Y'all, I'm in a time right now where I'm doing a lot of stuff at the same time, but y'all will get maybe the first view of some certain things. You know, it's kind of like that first views stuff that's no longer going to be up here will be stored there. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of months, like maybe 2 months ago or less than a month ago, I added new videos to there that the public can't get to anymore. So, yeah, we'll see. If and when I do a vlog on my new house, y'all will get that first, definitely. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you make him marry you? You don't make a man marry you. If they don't want to marry you and they're not chasing behind you, you shouldn't marry a man who don't want to marry you at all, because they're just going to cheat probably the same month or week that you get married. Okay, you can't make them marry you. They got to want to marry you. Okay. Stop making men marry y'all. The first thing they're gonna do is if they feel pressured into marriage, the first thing they're gonna go do is cheat, just to feel some type of way about the decision that they were forced into. I'm not joking. I've had guys try to cheat on or the same day or the day after they've been married because that's how bad they didn't want to tie the knot. And that was just to prove to themselves that they could still be free. And I'm telling y'all, it's about control. If men think that you're controlling them, they're going to go cheat just to feel like you're not in control. If you're the type of woman that mothers men and yells at them all the time about what they should be doing, like if you're still trying to finish raising them or change them, they'll cheat just to spite you because they feel like you're being a mother to them. So that's another reason why they cheat, for a level of control. And when they're being emasculated over and over and over, they cheat to feel masculine again. You know what I'm saying? Hello, I'm officially starting your sugar daddy journey. Okay. I just started talking to a pilot who's 27 years older than me. I'm ready to start getting his money. Good for you, ma'am. Get the money, girl. Get it. Start telling him what you're saving up for, what you're trying to do, and maybe he'll give you some money without you even having to ask. Okay. You said no one cheats or flirts harder than a married man. That's right, because they want to feel in control of themselves. See, when men get married in this day and age, it's different from when they used to marry back in the old days before you had rights. You see, when men married women back in the old days, before women had rights or equal rights, they felt more masculine because they were in control of everything. But see, now that they're not in control of everything, and the women can leave and they survive on their own without a man, the women are acting a little bit different, especially women with money. Men feel emasculated all the time. They feel pressured into relationships all the time, and they don't get the respect that they think they deserve. And so they'll cheat just for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying you should never force a man into marriage. And if you do, you should only marry for money in the first place because you're equally compensated for their indiscretions. And then whenever you decide to leave, you can be gone and take half or more. You know what I'm saying? So it's more beneficial for you in the long run, less beneficial for them. You know, that's why they do it, because it's no longer beneficial for them as much anymore, except for certain things that they don't realize until it's too late that it was a benefit. Okay. Most men don't see the benefit of a relationship or being married to a woman until it's gone. Okay. So they take the woman for granted. They try to boost their own ego. They try to, not feel controlled, and that they do what they got to do. It has nothing to do with the woman herself, because it will be any woman doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. Even if it's their dream woman. Even a dream woman can become a nightmare if the man is insecure and is not doing the most, or if he's lacking in some department, and that's most likely what happens. Men are not perfect. They're all going to lack in some department. When you really get to know who they are, you're going to start treating them like who they are. And that's when they're going to get mad and start doing what they do. Why? Because men are ego driven. That means whatever you see, whatever persona they give you in the beginning is not the true them. Okay. They show you the polished version of themselves. And then when you really get to know them, once you get in a relationship long term, you see all their flaws and you point them out. And they don't like that either. So they go find another person where they don't know who they really are, so they can't point out any flaws. So their representative goes out and finds another person, and there's an illusion of them being, all that. And that's what they enjoy. That's why you get to know somebody. Magic is gone. That's why you should never marry for love, because that will also dwindle. The less of, the illusion is going to lessen over time. And then when you see what you really got, you're going to be mad that you didn't marry for money. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's like you're slowly unwrapping a gift, and there's like different wrapping papers. And then when you get down to what it really is, it's like, oh, I thought you were going to do this. I thought you were this. I thought and then it's like they rewrap themselves up and they present themselves to another woman. And then that woman slowly starts, oh, hell. And then they see what it really is. They're like, and then they rewrap themselves up and their fake personalities and their fake whatever, whatever. Then they go introduce themselves to another woman to slowly be unwrapped. And that's what men do. That's why they cheat, because the illusion of what you think they are, what you hope they are, is not what they are. That's why I always say, get money, marry for money, marry up. And if you done, be done and leave with more than what you came in with, because that's the only benefit that you're going to have. Okay. Men are ego driven, not emotionally driven. They're wrapped up in a package, and as soon as you unwrap it and get to the rock, a piece of dirt that's in there, you're going to be mad. So make sure there's some money with that piece of dirt. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make sure there's some money with that piece of dirt. So that way, when you see the dirt, you see the money first. You understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because ain't nothing like a good box of money. Am I right, ladies? Otherwise, you just unwrapping dirt. Okay. Because there ain't nothing else to go with it. That's dumb. Mm-hmm. You said, what if you marry money, but he cheats? Is that okay? If you can cheat too, just don't tell him. Just cut him off in the bedroom. Do what you got to do. That's what usually happens anyway with those men with money. They just be like, we started watching Scandal. Y'all remember that show? That's what they be doing everywhere, girl. Men of power, men with money. That's just normal. Just get your money and cut them off in the bedroom. Get you one on the side. Don't tell nobody. Make sure you got money too, though. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all want the fairy tale, but the fairy tale needs to come with some money. And then you also need to realize that it is a fairy tale. And you need to build your own fairy tale that doesn't depend on him doing right, but depends on you getting his money and building up the life that you desire. Do you understand? How do you, okay. Thank you, Charlotte. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, how do you get your way without controlling him? You need to learn mentalism, mind control, power of suggestion, psychological tricks, baby. You gotta do the research. You gotta read, baby. You gotta invest in your library of psychological methods to control people. Okay, they do it all the time in media. You need to become a student of that. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. You better get this. You better get that knowledge if that's what you want to do. Thank you, Simone in the 90s. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate that. You can't just ask someone how to do it. You gotta. That's psychological. Okay, you have to read. You have to know the correct steps. You have to understand psychology on a deeper level in order to do that. And they got books out there that will definitely help you. So make sure you're reading. Yeah, there are not enough people read anymore. That's why they don't know how to do stuff. Get the reading. Okay. Some women are out there studying hypnosis too. They're trying to do everything they can, baby. People out there casting spells, doing hypnosis. People out there using the power of suggestion. People out there using dark psychology on these dudes. You know, do what you got to do if that's what you want. But make sure you're getting some money out of it and ain't doing it for free. Okay? Look, it doesn't make no sense to do all that stuff and study all that stuff to control a man if you're not getting no money out of him. You understand? But if you are getting money out of him, you need to keep him in some form of control. You better read them books. Okay? You better send him to the sunken place and collect his money. All right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. In this day and age, yes, you better do all of the above. Cook us some spaghetti, send him to the sunken place, do a spell on him, put his name in some ice in the freezer. All of the above. Yes, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Can I ever get a hot guy I truly like to provide? What kind of stupid question is this? Goodbye. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Not for a long time. Okay. Maybe you can provide a meal, free food Freddy. Can you get a hot guy to provide? If you want him providing for you and them other ones, or unless you send him to the sunken place and learn hypnosis. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You need to go learn hypnosis and hypnotize him and send him to the sunken place. That's what y'all trying to do. Can I get a hot guy to provide for me forever and love me and never cheat? Yeah, girl, go send him to the sunken place. Y'all seen Get Out. Y'all know how to do it. Go take a class on hypnosis. Y'all can have everything you want. If I were a young woman in this day and age, I would definitely go take me a hypnosis class and hypnotize every man that I come in contact with and get everything I want. I sure would. I'm not playing fair in this unfair world. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all all gonna be hypnotized. Okay, and they ain't even gonna know it. They got all this stuff out here: books, lessons, classes. And y'all ain't taking advantage of it. Y'all better start taking advantage of it, because I know you said you dated a hypnotist for a year. He took my mind. Oh my goodness. Well, you need to take somebody else's mind and learn from him, girl. Okay. So if y'all are if you base your entire life around a man not cheating on you, you need to go invest in some classes on how to hypnotize. Okay. That's it. What books do you suggest or topics to research for these forms of control point? Girl, just type it in. All the book suggestions will come up, darling. This is one of the issues. Okay. Y'all need to seek out for yourself. I'm not creating followers. I'm creating masters and leaders. If I got to tell you everything to do, you're not learning. You need to go type in the search engine what you're trying to accomplish and then type in books. And you need to do your own research. I can't tell you everything. That's the point. If you can't think on your toes, you will never master this. If you can't think on your own, you will never get it. You will always need somebody to tell you what to do, which is exactly what you don't want. You want to be able to think on your toes. You want to be able to improv. You want to be able to pull stuff out and make it work on your own. You have to learn to think for yourselves. I don't have the answers for you, but I can tell you how to look for them. I got some answers, but y'all look like y'all want people to hold your hand and give you everything. That's why you can't get nothing. Y'all got to do your own research. Do you understand? You know how to find what you need. Go find it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The same way I did. Just looking it up. Okay. I'm trying to create leaders out here, not no followers. That's what y'all be doing to them dusties and them men following behind them. If you dating a rich man, you supposed to get rich. Period. That's the only reason to date one. You think you want to be taken care of by somebody that pulls all the strings? No, you're supposed to be getting their money, stacking yours, and figuring out how to get more and pull your own strings. You understand? What books do I suggest? The ones that pop up after you search what you're looking for. For starters, my books. I bring nothing to the table. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How to date a provider and avoid a dusty. A true pretty to pay bills. I suggest these to get your mind right. And I also just suggest leveling up to your best life. The Wisdom of Shira 7. All of them are on Amazon. Look them up. And if you want hypnosis books, find those too. All right. Power of Suggestion books, hypnosis books, dark psychology books, whichever one calls out to you, click on it and order it. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. You like very dominant men. Can I mind control him? Of course, if you use the power of suggestion. What books do you suggest? Any ones that pop up on the screen after you search what you're looking for? Or my books? Dark psychology books. Hypnosis books. Books on common sense, maybe. So journaling and scripting. Yes. You said books about psychology in general can also help. Exactly, girl. After you start putting in those book suggestions, a bunch of other ones are going to be suggested to you that might be exactly what you're looking for. So just get on the path. Okay. Just start looking, girl. They're going to have suggestions left and right. Y'all know the algorithm. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let's see. Ooh. Huh? Uh, okay. Thank you. I'm trying to like do things at the same time. I'm trying to tell my cousin how to do something. I told her I'll show her in person. She's asking me how to do stuff like online, and it's not like translated well because she doesn't know certain things. Anyway, I have to show her in person. Thank you, girl. Okay, so many women base their entire relationships on stopping a man from doing something or trying to control him. You don't even get to enjoy the relationship because you're so crazy and scared and emotionally attached to something and somebody instead of enjoying the actual relationship, living your best life and stacking your money and using his money and saving yours. Y'all keep focusing on the wrong thing, trying to control them. You can't control a man. You can only get his money and control your own life and how you react to him when he messes up. That's all you can do. Okay. And sometimes men want you to catch them cheating because they're done with you, or they want to see if they can still keep you because you're so desperately attached. But you see, they underestimate the real reason that you're there. If the real reason that you're there is them, they're going to exploit you every time. If the real reason that you're there is money, they're going to try to figure out how to get you emotionally attached. So they're going to stick around longer, trying to do the most, trying to do that. They're going to love bomb you, money bomb you, promise you things and future fake you, but it should never work. That's how you keep them chasing. None of it should ever work. Not for a while. It will in the beginning, like, oh, thank you for the gift. That's so sweet. Then start talking about the next thing you want. You understand? They can never get you. If they get you, it's over. Okay? They get you, it's over. It's like the Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man and them ghosts. You remember that game? Don't ever let them get you, girl. Keep them chasing. All right. Thank you. You say, well, I have a roster. Not yet. I'm still dealing with the loss of my husband. Like, I'm a recent widow. So when I get back out there, you know I'm going to have a roster for sure. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And they're going to all be too old to even know who I am. All right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said, my goodness. All right. Yeah. They're going to be too old to know who I am anyway, so it won't even matter. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh. Uh-huh. How do you make him fear losing you? Men don't fear losing you unless they never catch you. You understand? You're 25. You're working on your confidence and to embrace your dark feminine energy. I know I have a lot of potential because men are infatuated with me, but I get shy and uncomfortable and awkward. Okay. It's probably also because you're young and you haven't conquered or mastered your divine feminine energy. You haven't mastered it. Being a divine dark feminine energy means you rule every room you walk in. You dominate over every man. They fall at your feet and you're confident with it and comfortable with it and you're not shy about it at all. It's kind of like being a dominatrix. So you expect them to like it. You know what I mean? You expect them to start liking getting called stupid. And you start expecting them to like being called inadequate. Like, you could do better. Not their mother, but a dominatrix. There's a difference. If you are the kind of woman that can't keep her mouth shut, then you need to talk like a dominatrix and not somebody's mama. Okay. If you're with the wrong kind of man, he's not gonna respond to it. Okay. If you are a dark feminine, you need to be with a man that has what it takes. You need to be with a strong masculine man. These little feminine men, they're gonna like run away. So maybe you're just around the type of man that doesn't respond to it. And you can't be shy if you're dark feminine. He's been providing, but family expressed they think I'm using him. Now he isn't. Now he says it isn't normal that he does everything. What do I do? Say, well, it's not normal for you to have a woman like me either. You want a normal woman? Because I'm not one. So things are not going to be normal around here. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what you tell him. That's what you tell him. It's like, I'm not a normal woman, baby. Things ain't going to be normal around her. Okay? You want a normal woman? Go get you one. That's what you tell him. Your boyfriend says providing is weird and we're equal. Too young. Broke up with him after 9 months. No shopping. How to deal with Scandinavian men. Y'all in other countries, y'all have to change the culture. Okay? Y'all been pygmalions for too many years. Y'all have to change the culture. Somebody need to stand up and get all the women over there to do the same thing. Right? If everybody's a pygmy over there, ain't nothing gonna change. You gotta even out the pygmy-ness to the gold diggers. More women have to be gold diggers. That's it. Men will follow what you want. But if there's too many pygmies over there that don't understand this, and y'all aren't all on the same page, you can't change the culture. Y'all have to change the culture literally. You said you're an American? Well, then you got to go over there and talking about I'm American. I like money. Show me the money. That's what you got to be like. It's like I don't deal with no brokies. I'm American. You said the problem is that I am 50 shades submissive, but don't know how to get them to pay for me and commit. You got to become the dominatrix, ma'am. That's how. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're going to be passive and submissive, you're letting them control the narrative. Flip the script, baby. Start beating them. Get your little whip. Okay. All right. That's how. Mm-hmm. Start leading with that. If you're in a different country, tell people you're American and you only respond to money. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Enough said. Lead the way, ma'am. You said I skipped the super chat? Hold on. Mm-hmm. Date. Okay, I already read that one. Read that one. Already read all these. Read that one. Read that one. Read that one. Okay, you embrace your dark femininity when I'm home alone. Well, that's not the best time. The best time is everywhere. But I'm afraid to put it out there because my old self is afraid of being perceived. Okay, you know what? You got to fake it till you make it, baby. You can't care what other people think because you can't fear losing something you don't have. That's stupid. When you move like you're going to lose something that you don't have, you're moving in vain. Okay? When you go out there as your dark feminine self, you have to rule the room. You got to walk in there like a dominatrix. You got to walk in there like, I'm here. Y'all can all start celebrating now. You got to be the main character. You can't care what other people think because how you present yourself is how people are going to perceive you. Period. Okay? That's why in those stupid WWF wrestling shows, they come out with the theme music, the outfit on, and the attitude because that's how people are going to perceive them. That's their persona. That's their, energy that they're surrounding themselves with. That's who they are. That's what you got to walk and talk like whatever you're trying to be perceived as, and you can't be afraid. That's, you know what I'm saying? If you are, you need to get some main character energy. Okay. You said you're attractive, but attracted what? You're attractive, but attract non-serious or traditional married men that only give temporary money. How do I shift to attract men who invest emotionally long term? Okay. You got to attract a man who is probably not your target, probably not the kind of man that you want to be public with. Okay. They're going to be less attractive. Okay. They're not going to be Prince Charming. They're going to be either older or less attractive. They're not going to be what you want to post up. You know what I mean? They're going to be behind the scenes. So you need to change your taste in order to get the correct target on board. You understand? You're not going to want to rush to roll around on the mattress with them at all. Do you understand? Which is probably better because you can get more out of them. You're going to want to string them along. They're going to see you as their dream woman. You're going to see them as your money. Do you understand? That's how. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And when you do find a sugar daddy, should you introduce him to your family? No. Why do y'all always want to introduce people to somebody? Keep them a secret. Don't get on my nerve trying to introduce everybody to everybody. Hi, this. Shut up. Keep stuff a secret. Keep stuff for yourself sometimes. Why y'all got to go tell everybody and their mama and your family? Keep him a secret until he can't be a secret no more. You gonna win, okay? Shh. Y'all want to do everything. Just keep him a secret as long as possible from everybody. That's how you get the most out of people, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all, when my parents did not meet the guy that I married until we were engaged with a date set. Do you understand me? Do you understand? Waste of time. Why am I going to introduce somebody, to my family that's not 100% and 20% invested in me? They're not getting ready to meet nobody. Period. They can meet the distant family members like your cousin, the people that don't really matter. But when it comes to your parents and to your immediate family, they're not meeting to prove themselves financially times 20. Do you understand? No, stop doing that. Mm, okay. Y'all are too eager. Don't be eager. Pretend you're a man. Is he rushing to introduce you to everybody? Is he rushing to make sure y'all have a title? Stop doing that pygmisha stuff. All men are going to cheat once they conquer you anyway. You're trying to rush it even faster. What? When did you meet your husband's parents? After we was already married for probably years. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. After we were already married, like, I was saying, like, I met his mom, like, I think probably after we were married about 11 or 12 years, because she lived in a different state and she's much older, you know? So I think his dad was already dead. So my husband was older. All right. They were super old. Yeah. Like in their 90s. So yeah, most people don't rush to meet family members unless it's important. If the parents are really old and it's not their first or marriage or whatever, like that's not a big deal. You say, dang. Mm-hmm. You said nobody cares about the family members. Exactly. People don't need your approval to do what you need to do. Uh, just do what you gotta do, get your money, and that's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, stop trying to introduce people to the family. Just stop. Until y'all got everything in order to move to the next level, don't introduce nobody to nobody, baby. Okay? Save your breath. You see, when you start doing all that stuff, you ain't got no date, you ain't got no ring, you're gonna look stupid because like, why do you keep introducing me to these randoms? You know? Nope. You ain't meeting the family till you are the family. You understand? Period. All right. You ain't introduced to the family until you become the family. You understand? That's it. You might see a cousin here or two, but that's about it. Okay. That's because they're not that important. Do you understand? You got to keep them in their place, ladies. They're not that important. They're not supposed to be meeting everybody. They're not supposed to know your backstory. They're not supposed to hardly know anything about you. You're not supposed to submit. When a woman is vulnerable enough to submit to a man and she's powerful all at the same time, men hate that. Men run around talking about, I want you to submit to me. I want you to submit to me. You know why? Let me tell y'all why men want a woman to submit to them. Because they can't submit to a woman. Not for real. And you have the power to be vulnerable and superior all at the same time. And they can never do that because their ego. They have to literally pay women to humiliate them and have a fake submission towards a woman because in real life, they can't do it and be successful and superior at the same time. But women can. Women can lay it all out on the line and be submissive to a man and still be superior over him financially, mentally, emotionally, intellectually. But men can't do that no matter how hard they try. They just can't do it. Okay? Exactly. And that's what they hate. They hate that you can and they can't. They hate that you're willing to put it all out on the line and they can't do it. They'll never feel what it feels like to have that type of emotional connection and love for another human being. Not even to their children. That's why so many men abandon children, because they don't even feel that connection with their kids. But women have the capacity to feel more, just even sexually. Women have more nerve endings, and they can have a better feeling than men can ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? So they hate that too. They're literally like numb compared to us. So they hate the fact that we can feel so deeply, feel so truly, and be superior all at the same time and lay it down on the line, because they never will experience what it's like. They can even try. They can try, but they will never feel what we feel. It's like we are the original and they are the copy. You know what I'm saying? We are the original. They are just a copy. Understand? They came from us. They will never feel the same things as we do. And they mad about it. Okay? Think about it. They started even making simulations for how it feels to have a period, how it feels to be pregnant, how it feels to give birth. They want to know how we feel because they don't have the capacity to feel what we feel. And that's why they hate you. That's why once you submit to them and when you become a pygmisha and you're all in love with them, they're mad because they can't feel the same, even though they want to. That's because they're not supposed to. They're not put here for that. And y'all keep thinking that they are. They put here to put in work, provide, baby. Because if they were put here for that reason, they would be able to feel the same thing that we do. They're not here for that. They're here to put in that work and deliver your money. And be happy doing it for instant or future gratification that's not even as intense as what we experience. Do you understand? They put here to put in work and get some form of gratification that still is not on the level that we get it at. Still. That's why they keep trying to get it over and over and over, because they think quantity is quality, and it ain't. They seek it everywhere. They seek validation here. They seek pleasure here. They seek pleasure so much because they can't feel the substantial amount of pleasure a woman feels. They can't feel the substantial amount of love that a woman feels. They can't feel the connection between mother and child. They can only feel father and child. They don't get it. They will never have it. And that's why they're mad at you. So that's why they cheat too, because they feel like, well, if I can't have the type of feeling that she's having, then I got to go feel it temporarily elsewhere with other people to boost my ego, because they literally feel like they're working in vain. Okay, because they will never be able to experience, and they're mad about it. Just think about it. You can get everything that they have, plus you feel better. Could you imagine it? Okay. If you had the same amount of money as a man, look just as good as that man, when you roll around on the mattress and it's time to have that little explosion, you feel way better than him. You're even getting, like, if you climax, you're gonna have the better feeling that they did. When you have a child, when you bear a child, you're gonna feel closer and more love for that child than they will. When you're in a relationship and you love and truly love, you're gonna feel a bigger sense of, emotional bond and love towards that person that they will never get to feel. And they're mad about it. That's why they want to humble you. That's why they want to make you sad and make you cry instead of allowing you to feel all the greatness that you should be feeling. That's why they want to do that. But if you love yourself and you're the main character of your own life, you're going to feel that regardless whether they're there or not, and they can't take it away. Greetings, Shira Sprinkle Sprinkle. Can you define submission, please? Anything that makes you vulnerable and allow a man to lead you. There's different types of submission. Okay. Submission is trusting a man who's smart enough and wise enough to make the correct decisions that allows you to rest in your feminine. And another form of submission is to submit emotionally and then physically, of course. But we're talking about emotional submission, being free to be feminine and say, I love you. You're the one for me. You make me smile. I'm going to write poetry for you. That's also submission, emotional submission. Um, Decision making submission. Okay, I know you got it. You're smart financially. I trust you. Do what you got to do. Okay, I'm not going to question you because you be doing stuff right. That's another form of submission. Some men want fake submission because they don't deserve real submission, because real submission happens naturally because the woman sees the time to rest and to be vulnerable without being asked. She just sees it for herself and she says, okay, this is comfortable. Okay, well, I could do this. A man never has to ask a woman to be submissive if it's natural. Okay, because what she's doing is resting and allowing him to do what needs to be done. What she does when she not financially, when she emotionally submits, she's allowing herself to be vulnerable. Her guard is down. Okay. And most men can't do that. And that's why they're mad. This is why most men can't take back a cheating partner because their ego is bruised. And this is why most women can take back a cheating partner as long as you give her some money, though, because she's bigger than that. And she rules and she decides when she's going to leave or not. What if his parents don't like the woman? Who cares? You're not marrying the parents, okay? Most men gonna do what they want anyway if they're masculine. We don't care about if they don't like or not. Does he like you? That's all that matters. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If his decision is based on what his parents think, then you're not in a relationship with him. You're in a relationship with his family and his parents. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You don't have enough mind control over them. All right. Mm-hmm. So, that's why in every religion, let me take that back. That's why before religion was created, goddess and woman were the original deity on the planet. All right. And then when man got jealous of all your power, all your strength, all your vulnerability, all your reproduction, that's when they created religion to try to control you. All right. Because there ain't no way you came out of a rib, baby. Ain't no way you came out of a rib. They came out of you. Ain't no way you were made out of a clay pot from somebody on a pottery wheel. Okay. This ain't Pottery Barn. They came from you, period. The mitochondrial DNA is how they're even identified after death. Do you understand? You, before, during, and after, it's all you. So don't get it twisted, ladies. Thank you for recommending pheromones. They work. Yes. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope y'all got it, girl. They work. All right. You said, how do we come from a man's rib? Girl, you got me. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Anyway. Even if they were trying to say we came from their DNA, it's still the mitochondrial DNA that you come from, which is connected to the mother, period. So no matter what type of fake stuff they're trying to spin, it's not going to help. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Everybody got a mama. All right. Goodbye. How to stay the prize after marriage? Stay the same person you were before you got married. All right. There you go. They don't marry you for you to change into something else. They marry you for who you are. Stay who you are. Stay being self-obsessed. Stay having hobbies. Stay busy. Stay doing whatever you need to do. Don't relax into a pick-me-sha. Don't become the maid. Okay? That's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't get comfortable, child. Exactly. Don't let yourself go. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Even in marriage. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for the wisdom. She were taking notes. Okay, girl, sprinkle, sprinkle. I gotta take a little quick break, but I'm gonna leave y'all, not leave, but like I'm gonna give y'all a little something to. All right, let's talk about these dusties here. Here you go. Confidence is also key. Remember who you are, and your everyday work on being attractive and attracting the things that you want in life. Okay, everyday work on it. It's an everyday thing. You don't ever stop. You just keep on doing it. Okay, you never stop attracting what you want. You just keep on doing it. Become obsessed with yourself. Become obsessed with a lifestyle that you desire. Become obsessed with getting there. Become obsessed with whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're passionate about. Become obsessed with it. Because when you think about something and you become obsessed with something, that's what you're going to start to see in your life. That's what's going to start to attract. Okay. So make sure you're thinking good thoughts and don't talk down to yourself, because that's the worst thing you can ever do. Some of y'all have been talked down to by your parents, by your exes, by whoever, siblings, fake friends. If it's not making money, it don't make sense. So don't even listen to it. Throw it out the window. You have to understand this. Learn what's beneficial to you and what's not. And if it's not beneficial, throw it out. Those negative thoughts and all that stuff that's floating around in your head is the equivalent to ugly clothes that don't do nothing for you. Throw them out. Get rid of them. Okay. Go in your closet, and every time you find a piece of clothing that's not flattering, that you won't wear, that doesn't make you feel good, attach a negative thought to it and give it away. Okay. Because a lot of y'all are holding on to these negative thoughts like y'all are holding on to them leggings and t-shirts. Okay. So y'all got to remember this. So every day get up and dress to attract, whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's a man with some money, whatever it is. Okay. Okay. That's so true. Get rid of all that ugly stuff and replace it with something better. How to define pick-me-sha? Any woman that will do anything to have any sort of man, begging for a title, begging for a commitment, and knowing that man don't even like her. She just want a man to say she got a man. When that man likes you times 10, paying all them bills, doing the most for you, and making sure that you know you're the prize, you're not a pick-me-sha. But if you chasing behind some man, blowing up his phone, talking to him first, trying to claim him, make him be in a committed relationship when obviously you don't want it, that's a pick-me-sha. Will do anything to get a man, claim a man, and have a man claiming her. Okay? A desperate woman, basically. A desperate woman. Okay? Even if it's to her downfall. No. No pick-me-shas allowed. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Stay dust free, baby. That's right. Now, when you really think about it, it's not your fault that men cheat. It's just their inadequacy. It's their low self-esteem. It's their insecurity. And it's also their ability not to be controlled by a woman. They're putting themselves first. If the power were shifted and you couldn't feel, like, think about this. Every time you want to understand someone, you need to try to see things from their perspective. Okay. If you were not the superior being and you couldn't feel as deeply or as intimately as your counterpart, and you couldn't feel how it feels to create a whole nother human being, wouldn't you be mad too? Just think about it. Subconsciously, deep down inside, they might be mad. What should we teach our sons about the topic of cheating in general? They all gonna cheat anyway, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, you can tell them the consequences of cheating and how it can ruin their lives, which will make them want to cheat less but you can spell it out, the consequences. I would start there. I would start with consequences of cheating. I would start with being able to control yourself and become an evolved being instead of a devolved being. I would teach them how to think with the correct head. And I would teach them that temporary feelings, making decisions with temporary feelings, can result in permanent things like children and like losing someone that you care about based on your inadequacy to control yourself. And maybe you should find some movies and show him what the consequences of cheating can be, maybe some examples, because if you teach them while they're young and they understand the consequence and they understand this, and they're less likely to do it if they understand what comes of it. So that's what I would do. Just honestly, like, yeah, child support, being separated from their family, being hated, like just paint the picture to where that's the last thing they want to do. You understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. You said, where can you find a pygmy shirt? Girl, they at Walmart. Look for the bonnet. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. What to say in dating? I am unemployed, but waiting to start a business. Don't tell them nothing. Lie. You're a volunteer at such and such, and you are a part-time receptionist. That means you don't make no money. They don't even need to know anything else other than that. All they need to know is that they are paying. And you can lie. You can say you live with Aunt Ethel. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Just lie, baby. Learn how to lie. Make it sound good. If it's the first date, you're probably not going to see them again. Most first dates don't equal second dates. Sometimes you don't even make it to date 3, and this man knows your full history before date 3. They're not supposed to know any of this. You're supposed to lie to them, darling. Okay? You're meeting their false representation. They need to meet yours. You understand? Tell them lies. They don't need to know all that. You're going to tell them all your life story. You haven't even gotten a dime out of them, girl. No. Lie. Tell them what they need to hear. They might not even make it to date 3. Okay? Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You think women cheat too? Everybody cheats, but men cheat for different reasons than women cheat, okay? Women cheat for whole different reasons. Men cheat because they are not us and they can't feel the same thing that we feel. So they seek it out elsewhere, but they will never find it. Can you imagine looking for something that you will never find? That's why they fooled y'all into looking for it. I'm gonna break it down. Could you imagine looking for something you will never find, but on a lifelong conquest to find it? That's what they did to y'all. They flipped the script on y'all. And now y'all looking for something that y'all will never find. When you look for something, when you're looking for perfection, when you're looking for a man who's perfect, who's going to do everything right, when you're looking for, the answers to, the questions that and the whole answer is you as a woman. They got you looking for it in religion. They got you looking for it in a relationship. They got you looking for it everywhere, up, down, all around. That's how they feel. Do you understand? That's why you got to flip the script and know who you are. Know thyself. You're never going to be looking for nothing like that again. They will continue their search, and they will. The only way that they can find it is if they do right. Because then, you see, they'll never find it doing wrong. The only way a man can ever find it, the closest they can get, is to do right. Their ego will not let them do right because they've been taught by the patriarchal system that they're supposed to be this way. Until they figured out that is, most people who join all them little secret societies, all them people that be chanting in the woods and in the forest and stuff, they know the real answer. They not finna tell you though. because then you're going to stop looking. You're going to stop seeking and just submit and do right. And then the power structure will change. But they know, baby. All them people twerking in the woods at night in them robes, they know the truth. They're not going to tell you, though, because once you run in a circle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. How to regain his trust after he found out I cheated so he can get back to spending. Telling that man future faked you, saying that he was going to marry you and you didn't marry me, and so I just want to get married. Then he know the answer. If you're seeking marriage. If you're not seeking marriage, use something else, like a different example. Like, he helped me with Aunt Ethel. You know what I'm saying? Like, something that he won't do, have that man have done it with no problems. You understand? Make him feel inadequate. A man always is affected by their ego and their inability to please a woman. Do you understand? So make it seem like he fell short of somehow, some way, and that's why you cheated. Tell him you cheated because he had to pay Aunt Ethel's mortgage because he couldn't. Something, ma'am. Figure it out. Okay? It was an emergency situation. You was too broke to come through. I had to do what I had to do. Whether you're here or not, I got to get stuff done. Basically. Okay? Then he either going to start giving you more because he's going to feel some type of way that you have to step out of the relationship to get money from him. From someone else instead of him, because he ain't doing enough for you. He got to get his money up. He's going to feel inadequate. His ego is going to be bruised. If you let him know that it was a money thing, he's more likely to forgive you and give you more money so that it will never happen again if he really likes you times 10. Otherwise, he's going to know that you went and cheated with a dusty. This person has to have given you money, or at least you got to lie about it. Can we manifest a man who won't cheat, and how? Girl, bye. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Until men understand something, they're always going to find a way to cheat. Now, you can find someone who's less likely to cheat. Yeah. Because you can't really guarantee 2 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Sometimes they wait till you about to die, girl. But maybe you can find someone who cheats way, way less. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You said find an old man with ED. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Somebody, like, y'all always say, even Stephen Hawking cheated. They got handicapped people out here cheating in wheelchairs, rolling around to the next chick. You can't stop what wants to be done, baby. You can find somebody that will cheat less. You can take measures into your own hands by learning the psychology and, using mentalism on it. But, you have to be an avid student. Or he could stay unbothered and collect his money. Either way, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's not the goal, though. Like, you're the superior being. Why do you care if they're cheating or not? You're supposed to just collect their money, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you too, repeat after me, you too can do what? Exactly. You too can cheat if you want to. Just like they can. Thank you, May. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Okay. It's the easiest way to break up. Tell him you want to get married. You need a date. He'll be like, oh, I'm not ready for this. Goodbye. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Tell him you're ready for that next step. He's going to be gone. Especially if he ain't got what it takes to secure the bag long term. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Men aren't even in here arguing about the whole thing. Y'all already know they're going to cheat. They know they're going to cheat. Everybody know they're going to cheat. So there's not even arguing about that no more. They just accepted the fact that they're cheaters. If you could deal with it, deal with it. If you can't, you can't. But I'm telling y'all to get this money, period. And know why they cheat. And don't take it personally. Just take their money. All right? I don't take it personally. I know. I know you're going to do it. I'm just trying to figure out how I can profit off of it. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right? Just like people know women going to shop. People know women are going to buy stuff. Now, how can they make a profit off of it? Period. It's the same things for me. You already know they're going to do it. Now, how can we get some money from it? That's the questions y'all need to be asking. Now, how to stop them from doing this? How to stop it? No, let's get this money. And after they done cheated and been discarded and have less money in their account, and you got more and you still looking good, and go replace them with somebody that make more money, you're the winner. You understand? All right. The funny thing is you can create a whole nother being to go do something for you. Okay. There are men out here who are somebody's son that's paying their mortgage. Oh, mama, I love you. I'm going to pay your mortgage because, you deserve it. Oh, mom, retire. We can make a whole nother one from our, we can make a whole nother one. You know what I'm saying? There are more mothers out here whose successful sons are retiring them and paying their bills. And there are some with dust sons, got them working up until, they die. So we can create a whole nother one. How you raise them also determines how they're going to turn out. So raise them right, ma'am. Raise them to know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Raise them to be providers, and you'll benefit from it too in the long run. Think about it, ladies. If you raise your son to be a provider, you're going to benefit also from it in the long run, and so will his wife and his children. If you don't teach them to be a provider, everybody gonna suffer that comes into contact with them, even you. You understand? I'm breaking it down now. If you don't as a provider, everybody that comes in contact with your son is gonna regret it, even you, at some point. Okay, just listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all better get started and stop trying to baby them. They're not supposed to be babies. After they grown, it's time for them to become providers. Otherwise, y'all don't want talking about, oh, I don't want nobody's dusty son, ruining my life. They talking to some of y'all. So make sure you understand that. You said, why does Beyonce stay with Jay-Z who cheated? Because she didn't take it personally. She know he got money, and together they can make more money. And they got a bunch of kids, and I'm sure that she's emotionally stable enough to not even care. Once you've been with somebody for a long time, it's more of a friendship. It's more of a siblingship than it is a marriage anyway. After a certain amount of years, you don't even look at that person the same anymore. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't listen. Marriage changes how you look at people. You're not going to be in love with that person like you were on day one or year one. When you get married, you're going to be in love for a couple of years, and then you're going to be brother and sister, basically. All right? That's how it goes. And by the time you feel like brother and sister, you don't even take stuff personally anymore. You just be like side eye, but I don't care. I do what I want. You ain't going to say nothing. No. That's how it becomes. And y'all don't realize this until you're too late. That's what it becomes. You literally become their sibling after so many years. That's why they say you should marry your best friend. If he's like in man form, y'all should have a lot in common. Y'all should have more in common than you don't have in common. Because if you're able to forgive your sibling or your bestie, you're able to forgive that man because you're not in love with him anymore. You're in a partnership or in a family. They become family, not lovers anymore. I mean, you can still roll around on the mattress, but you're more of a family than you are a woman and a man that are deeply in love and infatuated in lust. All that stuff dwindles down. Then you just become a family. That's my family. That's it. So when y'all, that's why I tell y'all don't marry for love, because it's not lasting. Marry for money. Because if he was broke, she would have been gone. And he has lots of power too. So she might like them connects. I wouldn't blame her. It's kind of like when you date somebody in the mafia. They might cheat, you might cheat, but you ain't going nowhere because you like that power. You understand? Because I ain't going nowhere either. If I was married to Jay-Z and he cheated on me, I ain't going nowhere either. Forget that. We gonna make some more songs together. We finna tour. We finna get these brand deals. We finna build our legacy. We finna leave all these billions to these kids and grandkids and stuff like that. You can grow your dreadlocks. I don't care. I'm gonna start my hair care line. You start your whatever. I'm finna get. They're about money now. They're like the mafia, basically. You don't leave the mafia and start over. That's dumb. I ain't going nowhere. Shoot. I'm just gonna get my wardrobe together so I could be a better looking member of such organization. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got to know where the power is. Like what was that song? Familia, Family Feud, Family First, La Familia. I don't know, baby. It's about this. They moving like the mob over there, as they should. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What? More people need to learn from that instead of breaking up and being broke and going through poverty cycle and thinking men ain't gonna cheat. All men cheat. Broke men cheat. Powerful men cheat. The man who lives in his van in the Walmart parking lot cheats. All of them. Just get the money and know what you're doing. Have a plan. Know what you're doing. Have a long-term goal in any relationship you get into. Period. Stop looking for emotional validation from someone who doesn't feel as deeply or connected to anything as much as you do as a woman. Stop looking for a man to understand what he can never be. Do you understand what I'm telling y'all? That's like trying to explain colors and texture and things to a blind person without feeling it. Think about it. Think about if someone was born blind with no fingers, and you're trying to explain how something feels and looks. That's what it's like to be a man compared to a woman. So y'all are steady trying to get something out of them that does exist. That's why when they show you the symbol of true love, it's the mother and child, not man and woman. Because they can't feel that. But a man can feel the amount of love that his mother gives him. That's the closest he ever gonna get, baby. Or some pick-me-sha chick that he's definitely gonna do wrong and cheat on. The closest he can feel is that mother's love. That's why there's so many mama boys out here. Closest they getting, baby. So that's why y'all shouldn't take it personally, because they don't have the capacity to feel or understand the depth of emotions like women do. How do you get revenge from an envy sociopath woman? Girl, I'm not wasting my time on somebody else that's not bringing me no money, baby. Unless they're paying you, I'm not dealing with them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You focus your attention back to yourself and become a better version of yourself so that you don't have to try to seek revenge on something that's not giving you money. All right? If you're not profiting from something, it's a waste of your time. Okay? We don't need revenge. We need self-awareness. We need money. We need self-improvement. We need to refocus our energy back to ourselves, and we don't need to be worried about somebody else who ain't putting no money in our pockets. Period. Point blank. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's all you got to do. Worry about yourself. When you give too much attention to other people, you're giving away your power and your energy. Get the money, baby. Focus on yourself. You are the prize in every situation. Mm-hmm. What you get from this, women should be with, no, women, like you said, women should be with women and men should be with men, no drama. You're 18, 31, but he provides everything since I left home. Any advice? He wants to settle down. What? Okay, you 18 now, girl. Just get his money. Okay, you're a runaway from home or you left home because you're 18. He want to settle down. Of course he wants to groom you. But you know what? Get his money and keep your options open. Tell him to get you an apartment and he can't move in. Your sugar daddy is pulling away. What can I do? Get another one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Have a backup. Have two, baby. Now listen to the 18-year-old. If you're smart, you're going to make that man get you an apartment and pay for it. You're going to get the apartment in your own name if you can. It might not be the best one, but you need to find a way to get it into your own name. You need to find a job, make him look, or make it, if he got money, make it look like you work for him or something. I don't know, but you need to get the apartment in your own name. If you move in with him, you're done. All right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. He's going to control everything you do if you move in with him. Or if you look good, you can go find your own money, get your own job, get his money, stack your money, save your money, use his money. You know what I'm saying? But if you move in with a 31-year-old as an 18-year-old, that's not going to be a good situation. You might as well stay at home. You know what I mean? Think about this. Somebody's 31-year-old son is moving in a barely legal person. Why do you think that he's not dating a woman his own age? Because he can't impress her. Something is wrong with him. This is a red flag. Something is wrong with him. A woman his own age don't want him. He lacks in something. And he wants someone fresh out of high school in order to control them. You ain't got no money. So what you gonna do? You got to stay home or go back home or go live with somebody, a friend or something. Continuously get his money while living elsewhere. Stack it and go get you a job or do something. But don't move in with him because you're going to regret it. I promise you. There's something within him that's lacking. He is not fit to date any type of woman close to his own age because something is wrong with him. You need to go figure it out. He should at least have those options. He shouldn't be so eager to move you in as an 18-year-old. Do you know how even that looks? It looks suspicious. So, even though you are of age, it's better to deal with that type of dude from far away and not living with him. Okay? It's better to deal with him and just take his money and say, you know what, bye-bye, I'll see you tomorrow, thanks for the food, versus moving in with him and becoming controlled, abused, da da da. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to take out all his anger on you as a young girl that he can't please women his own age. He's going to take all that out on you. Do you understand? Don't do it. Wait till you get to a certain age. And then y'all move in together. Y'all can date. Y'all can go on little dinner dates, but don't move in, baby. Okay? He can give you money. He can take you shopping, but don't move in. Get you a roommate and deal with somebody else. Another chick that needs a roommate. But if you move in with him, that's the end. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You need to at least, if you can't get something in your own name, go become somebody's roommate and let him pay your rent. That's even better. Until you build up your own credit. Don't move in together, I'm telling you. You're gonna be back here in a few months talking about how do I get out? Get you a roommate and let him pay the rent to whoever you move in with, okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Even if I was 18 years old, I wouldn't move in with no 30-something-year-old. You know, I'll let you give me some money though, but I ain't finna live with you. That's crazy. All right. You said, listen to Shira. I have been there when I was 19 and he was 30. She's on point. Yep. Listen to somebody that's been there, ma'am. Don't just take my word for it. Okay. You don't even know what you're doing in life yet. And I know you don't like to hear that, but it's true. I mean, I have a daughter and she's 18 and she still needs help and advice and direction. And if I'm not giving it to her and some strange man is, you don't know what his intentions are. So you need to find someone on the same path as you, like another girl, that y'all hit the roommate situation up and or whatever, or at least a woman that's slightly older that can guide you. But a man can't do that because he has bad intentions. Okay, just get his money there. Level start at level 1 on the elixirs. You phase 1 after you finish phase 1, like a couple of weeks before it's all out. It should last you about a month. You need to go on to phase 2. Okay, they take them in order. Okay, you're supposed to take 1 full dropper a day, half a dropper in the morning, half a dropper in the afternoon, not the evening. How do you not like meat and weed both need a puff? Why do you, because I am not ratchet. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I have a higher vibration. I don't need it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See, how do I not eat meat and smoke weed? Can't you see I'm different? I'm not like other girls. I'm different. All right. I don't need a vice. I have everything I want. I don't have to escape reality by smoking weed. And I find enough nutrients and energy eating a plant-based diet, and I don't need to eat anything that's going to decay in my body and funk it up. You understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You're from Norway and from Asia, but we meet already? Huh? He from Norway, you from Asia, but we meet already? Okay, get his money, girl. If he ain't getting money, then you don't need to be talking to him. I let all my bad habits go. I'm old, baby. You can't be close to 50 still doing stupid stuff, okay? It just don't make no good sense. All right? What kind of person would I be if I did all those things that caused issues? I don't have to escape from I love my life. I don't need an escape. Is therapy useful for anxious attachment style? Having several is useful. Having 3 men is better than therapy. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. The reason why you have anxious attachment styles is because you ain't got enough men. You ain't got enough dates. You don't have enough of a roster. If you go to therapy, all they're going to do is tell you, oh, you attach too much to men, and you're still going to do it anyway. It's just not going to fix anything. It's just going to make you aware of yourself so that you can make better decisions. But if you don't replace your habit with another habit, like you need to, if you have anxious, attachment, you need to attach to something else, like self-care, like being obsessed with yourself, like a hobby, like a job, like a business. You got to replace it. It doesn't go away. That's who you are. You have to replace it. You need an emotional support pet. You need a purse dog. Okay? That's all they're going to do is tell you to find a substitute because you're doing too much. If you have 3 and an emotional support pet, girl, you're going to be all right. All therapy does is make you aware of yourself, and it's up to you to do it. Do the work. I'm telling you right now, get you 3 and get you a purse dog and you'll be all right, or a cat. There you go. You got to replace one habit with another habit. Either you become very business oriented, very self-oriented, or you got 3 and a purse dog. That's what you need. You need a hobby, you need some business, and you need a purse dog or a cat. Okay. That's all it's going to take. If you have all this energy and attention that you're putting towards one person, they're going to get sick of you quick. They're going to be like, oh, get away from me. But if you have enough outlets to spread your attachment to, I'm attached to my business, I'm attached to this, I'm attached to the purse dog, I'm attached to self-care, I'm attached to this hobby, then you're less likely to put all that crazy attachment onto one person. It's overwhelming. You hear me? Men are not going to like that. It's going to seem too overbearing. They're going to run. It's scary. Okay, I'd be scared. So learn how to spread all of that attachment into other areas. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. And don't look at them as a permanent fixture in your life. Look at them and just as the present moment, and make sure you're getting some money out of them. If they want to stay in the future, they'll see you tomorrow. All right. You take a purse puppy and a lot of self-care, Barbie. That's right, man. Do that. I'm gonna take another break, but I'm gonna let y'all watch this one because some of y'all need to be reminded. Hold on. What is this? This one looks good. When a man says he don't want no strings, don't want no committal, he wants you to chase him. Okay, he want to be the prize. He wants you to figure out, oh, how do I make him mine? The best thing you can ever do is automatically agree to it, but still act like he has to earn you. They see all dumb chicks coming a mile away. All right, he want to roll around on the mattress with no commitment and no bill pay. That's all he want to do. So when you agree with him right away, he'll already know you're not interested in him either. Because usually guys that say stuff like that, they think they're the prize anyway, or they're pretty much married. What if he says he needs space? He's breaking up with you. Or you're hovering over him too much like a pygmy. Or he's got another one. If a man ever has to tell you he needs space, you doing too much. Let me tell you that again. If a man ever fixes his mouth and says he needs space, you're doing too much. You're male-centered. Because some of these ladies in here have the opposite problem. And some of these ladies are asking me, he wants more attention from me. He says I don't call and talk to him enough. He says I need to be around more. Okay, so y'all got the opposite problems. Y'all need to talk. What you out there doing to give that man his space to where he have to beg for your attention? What y'all doing out there? If you don't want another man to ask you for space, you need to focus on yourself and be less male-centered. The less you want them, the more they want you, baby. Exactly. Keep them chasing. Stop being a pygmy, y'all. Come on. Don't chase commitment. Never. I don't want you to commit if you're not begging to commit. Flip the script. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let's see. Oh, you sent an unblocked fee? And he still act like we are best friends in the hallway, all excited. He doesn't get it. He should be stressed. What a dummy. Exactly, girl. Don't even talk to him in real life. Just walk the other direction or act like you see somebody else you know. And go walk over there. You got to block them in real life too. Take a different route down the hallway. Understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Start taking a different route. Go at a different time. Walk with a whole nother person. Got to block them in real life too, because that is not being blocked if he can still got access to you, bam. Even if you're blocked online or by the phone, you can't act like you can't be in the same room. You can't talk to him. You can't give him no type of access because it's a man's ego. He still has access to you. He's still acting like you're his best friend. It still looks good from the outside. He's not suffering at all. Do you understand? What you need to do is take a different route so he can't see you at all. Do you understand? All right. You said talk to another dude in his face. Exactly, girl. Thanks for the tip. You're welcome, girl. No access. Or if you do got to see him, make sure you see him with somebody else. Talk to them instead. All right. Shira, I'm in high academic wealth circles. A guy in my class really likes me. He's my age and has his business, PhD. He always takes me out to dinner, even as friends. He wants to date me. What to do? Keep him as a friend. Friends on him. He's going to want to date you even more. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Keep him as a friend. Don't claim that man. Let him take you out to eat. Dating is going to be the same exact thing. He's still going to take you out to eat. Do you understand? What's going to change when you start dating? Are you going to start kissing on him and rolling around on the mattress with him for free? Keep him as a friend. Build up the anticipation. And when you ready to date, come with a big problem that he can solve. And he going to solve that just to get out the friend zone. You hear me? There you go. When you keep him as a friend and you present a huge financial obstacle, he knows that's his way out of the friend zone. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? So keep him as a friend, baby. Just like, I'm just afraid that it's going to change if we start dating, but I really do like you. I mean, I love our friendship. I love what we have. Then let him sweat for about 2 to 3 weeks. Then you come with something you need major. You got money, girl. He's going to prove himself. That'll change your mind. Get the money, man. Always. Never do nothing that makes his life easier. He got money. He can solve his problems and yours. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The man you're dating is not consistent, but he works 2 jobs as a doctor. How to keep the upper hand in the dynamic. Date 2. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What the title say? Why men cheat? Because they can. Why should you? Because you can. You need options too, ma'am. That's how you keep the upper hand, by having options. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He worked 2 jobs. He ain't never gonna catch you, girl. You good? All right. He ain't gonna get you. You got 2 jobs. All he's trying to catch is some sleep. All right. I need to write a book. I have a bunch of books, girl. You can just go on Amazon or click on the description and scroll down where it says all my level up books. And you can go and have a field day buying all the books up, man. You get all the books. You can have a coloring book. Okay. Get all of them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Link is in the description bar. Click on where it says more or dot up under there, under the video, and get to clicking. Okay. If you not loyal after S, he doesn't want you anymore. What do you mean loyal? You're never supposed to be loyal to a man. You're only supposed to be loyal to yourself. If they deserve you to act right because they acting right, you can act right as long as they acting right. When they start acting wrong, then you're going to start acting wronger. Do you understand? And besides, it's none of their business what you do. If they want you to be faithful to them, they're going to make sure you're faithful to them by giving you everything you want and need. Do you understand? They give you everything you want and need. If they make time for you, they might not be able to emotionally connect to you on a higher level, but they can give you everything else. You know what I'm saying? They can try. The good men are out. There are some good men that try to discipline themselves. There are some, but that doesn't mean they don't fall short. But they still be trying. Just get their money too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There are men that try. Think about this. If you were dating a serial cheater, let's say you just met a man and he cheated on his last girlfriend every week, but you're different. So maybe he's gone a month without cheating on you. He feels accomplished. You feel that's normal. This man is struggling every day trying to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you start dating men, you know how they be asking y'all's body count. What's your body count? What's your body count? What they really are doing is projecting their inability to be faithful to you. Because as soon as you start being suspicious of their activity or asking them where they've been and what they're doing, they start asking you and reminding you about your body count or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because their body count is super high, especially if they're insecure or secretly gay. So they got body count for men and women. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of men that focus on body count are serial cheaters, closeted, and insecure. And it's a form and a method to humble you and control your body as a woman. Now, I'm going to tell you from the start, that's none of their business, first of all. And it's a red flag when they ask the question. So you never answer it. Okay. Second of all, a lot of men physically cheat because they're gay. If they're cheating with the woman, they're cheating because they're gay and they're trying to prove to themselves that they're straight. So you got a very promiscuous man. Chances are he's been molested and he's confused about his sexuality, or he's gay and trying to deny himself. So he goes out and overcompensates with women. For example, if he rolls around on the mattress with a man, now he's got to go sleep with 5 women to kind of like make himself feel straight again. You know what I'm saying? So when you have an overly promiscuous man, it's because either they're gay and they're trying to prove to themselves that they're not. They could have an addiction. That's why when men cheat, that's their lowest, that's their vice. They're like lower in their human nature. They're not highly vibrational creatures, okay? Okay? They're naturally lower vibrating because they're supposed to be materially providing. They are lower in the lower plane. Okay? They're like dense like a rock versus a woman. You understand? So to expect them to be this lifted human being with a high vibration is kind of silly, because even if you meet a spiritual man, their ulterior motive is to get that mattress roll. Do you understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. No, you got to know who they are. Okay. He said, that's why my boyfriend was secret gay and promiscuous. Oh my goodness, girl. That's terrible. But you know what? At least you know now. Mm-hmm. How can you tell? Look, this is gonna get a little gross, but how somebody smells, this is just for your protection, ladies. How someone smells when they roll around on that mattress has a lot to do about where they've been. Do you understand? You put 1 and 2 together. All right. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want this to get like rated R. But you gotta smell them, baby. Do you understand? Inside and out. I'm not saying you need to sniff, but you need to be aware of odors, is all I'm saying. That's it. If there's a strange odor you ain't smelled with the other dude, did you start smelling with this one? You know what you're doing. Know who they are, okay? All right. Your sense of smell, especially if a woman has, after she has had children, her sense of smell is heightened, because when you're pregnant, your sense of smell heightens to protect you and the baby from eating things that are bad or poisonous. So if you've had a child, your sense of smell and taste are very high. You can clock somebody from a mile away. Your intuition goes up, everything goes up for you to protect the child. Like, we have that in our bodies. That's natural for us. It's like a superpower. So when you smell something is off, as soon as that man walks in the door, you can smell it if you are aware, especially if you have kids. So sprinkle, sprinkle. And men are so stupid they don't even realize we have superpowers. All right. You can smell a cheater. And you can smell a down low cheater. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You can smell a down low cheater. If you know what stuff smell like. If you can clock every scent, if you know what this smell like, plus this, minus that, you know if you got something on your hand that's down low. Put it together, make it make sense in your mind. I'm not just explaining. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You're you're a number one fan I listen to every day. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, why is cheating normalized? Because men is okay. Cheating is normalized because you have a lower being. Now, honestly, I'm trying to be a good man. You're trying great. You're trying to evolve, but you got a lower being here. You got a dust demon here. You got a cheating demon here, basically. You have a lower vibrational being here. It's not normalized if that's just who and what they are. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we weren't meant to be monogamous. Maybe we were. But society wants you to be monogamous because men are what? Men want to own you. They think it's fine for them to go out and roll around on the mattress, but not for you. They want to control you and they want to possess you. So they came up with monogamous relationships, even though they aren't monogamous. In some cultures, they have several wives. But if you're in a culture where that's illegal or you don't subscribe to it, they got to adhere to their own rules and you get paid off of it. You understand? You can get paid off of patriarchy by saying, oh, you're supposed to be monogamous to me. And if not, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being a new member. You understand? If they're going to put rules on you, oh, I want you to be with me and only me. They got to go by the same rules. If not, you collect your money, ma'am. You understand? They created monogamy to control women. Because think about this. If you are a man and you are trying to do everything to get this woman's attention, wine and dine her, take her shopping, spend money on her, invest in her, then you get married or you don't get married or you have kids, what's to stop her from going off and roll around the mattress with another man who's taller than you and richer than you? You're going to be mad. You're going to start setting up rules because women are more desirable than men, okay? We could walk outside and get anything we want any day of the week. Y'all work for it, okay? So men wanted to possess women, so they put the monogamy thing in place to keep you from being over here and being over there. But they still gonna be over there and over here. Do you understand? So they gotta live by their own rules now. And since they made them rules, they got to pay. Do you understand? They can pay, ladies. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What do you think of the Michael movie? Oh, I love it. I'm probably going to see it again. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It wasn't long enough, in my opinion. I wanted it to be longer, but they're making a part 2, so I'm happy about that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Is a Birkin bag too unrealistic, or should I just settle for Chanel? Get Chanel, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get Chanel. And then tell him, you know what? I don't know if you can get a Birkin. Challenge him. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's like, let's just go get a Chanel because I don't know if you might have trouble getting a Birkin. Then he'll get you both. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Should I date a man with money while you're separated from a Dusty? Of course, you should have been dating him while you was with a Dusty, girl. What the heck? You should have been dating him, girl. What you talking about? Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, are you going to be buried with that bag? No, but your kids can get it and live a better future. Are you talking about the purse or the actual like money? See, dumb people, you can tell poverty-minded people, I'm not saying you, but like I've been asked this question many times. Well, you can't take it with you. Yeah, but you can leave it to your kids and your grandkids and they can have a better life, you know. People that don't understand legacy and leaving a will instead of a want, leaving something for your future generations instead of leaving them in debt. Yeah. If you have a purse, you could be buried with it if you want to. You used the Dusty card to pay for your question. Okay, well, that's hilarious. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Do you believe the one who loves the least controls? Yeah, I do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. True. But see, as a woman, it's hard because you're naturally supposed to love and be nurturers because that's how you feel your highest. You can still feel that, but you have to focus that love on something else or someone else. It doesn't always have to be focused on a man. You see? And all you got is a man, then you're going to feel stupid. If you use that love and focus on yourself, on your children, on your family members, on your purse dog or whatever, you could still have that feeling. You understand? So you don't always have to focus it on a man, though. You could still have the feeling of being a nurturer, someone who loves and someone who cares deeply and connected emotionally, but not with him. Y'all think it's all about a man, but it's not. If it's not beneficial to put your emotions there, then don't put it there. Put it where it's beneficial. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Just collect his money, though. Okay. You don't have to cut off your emotions. You just have to refocus them elsewhere where they're going to be more beneficial. How do you stay a problem in the right way? Keep asking for stuff. Keep making sure that they're doing stuff for you. Keep making sure they feel useful. And keep making sure that you're not predictable and conquered. Don't be the maid. Don't be the cook. Don't always share your location. Or don't ever start sharing your location. You know? Don't be someone's mother. Remember who you are. Okay? Don't try to finish raising no grown man either. Keep your life. Keep your hobbies. Keep your friends. Don't throw all of that stuff away to become somebody's pick-me-shit. That's how you stay a problem. You stay a problem by looking good, going places, not telling them every detail of your life, making them chase, still, looking good still, telling them they could, well, okay, well, you tried. Allowing them to still impress you. Thank you, sprinkle, sprinkle. You can't get comfortable and you can't let them get comfortable. Understand? You can't get comfortable and you can't let them get comfortable. That's it. And I know y'all are saying, well, when can I relax? When can I relax and get married and settle down and da 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 da? When can you relax? When you got a bunch of money in your bank account. That's when you can relax. And you got several options and you could take them or leave them. That's when you can relax. When you don't need them or want them, that's when you can relax. When you don't need them and don't even want them, that's when you can relax. Either way, because you're going to be good. Listen to what I'm telling you. When can you relax? When you don't need them and you don't want them. They just there. That's when you can relax. When you can take them or leave them. Then you can relax all day long because it won't matter. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what them old ladies be doing. Them old ladies be relaxed up in their little moo-moo, shopping. They man out, strip club. They man out trying to give somebody some money to be their sugar baby. They man out scrounging and acting single in the bars. Them women up in their moo-moos, relaxing, looking at their diamond rings, decorating their house. That's when you relax. Well, you know they ain't going nowhere and you don't want them either. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all bust out them moo-moos and your iced tea. Put all your diamond rings on. Go online shopping. Take care of them grandkids. Collect that money. And chances are he's going to be gone before you do. You can get that Social Security and that life insurance. You know why? Because that's when you can get comfortable. When they start acting stupid, when you don't need them or want them no more, y'all, you already stacked up, you good. Okay. And see, when men get to that point, especially older men, they're not going to leave their family because their family most of the time is going to choose the mother. So they'll be left alone on holidays. They ain't going nowhere. Thank you for showing us how to be consistent. Thank you, ma'am. Pretty petty baby, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. So you said a moving with a root beer. Yep. Learn that. It comes later on when once everything is good for you. Okay. He said he can't help me with school because he's in mediation with the divorce and he can't gift. Okay. Well, he can take money out of the ATM as cash every day. He can do that. He can say he's going back to school. He can do that. He don't want to, man. He can get a cashier's check and say it's to pay his own tuition and he can enroll in school or something. He can lie, but he don't want to. Sprinkle, sprinkle. She's right. As a Taurus woman, I've witnessed how often men move from illusion to intention. Stay detached and stay sharp. Keep yourself first. Yeah. If y'all don't believe me, ask a man who's not romantically interested in you what his goals in life are. Like how he sees himself in 10 years from now. Make sure he don't like you at all. Make sure you're not his type. Make sure he's either way younger or way, way older. And he's not attracted to you at all. Or ask a man that you're related to. Ask him what he sees his life like in 10 years from now. How he's gonna describe his life is gonna be very male focused. And whatever woman that he includes is going to be a side character. And then ask a woman to describe her life in 10 years from now. She's going to be male focused, talking about, I'm going to be married to my husband. He's going to do this and he's going to do that for me. And da, 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 da. See where people's minds are, especially men's. Then that will also help you to not attach so quickly or take them as seriously as y'all have been taking them. Do you understand? Because a man's future in his own mind does not depend on a woman. Now, there'll be someone in a woman's place in their vision, but there's no particular thing, and there's nothing that needs to be there indefinitely. They're just a placeholder or a fixture or an object or an accessory. They're not the main focus ever. Okay. So when y'all start asking these questions and you talk to guys that are not romantically interested in you, family members, whatever, you don't even have to answer. I mean, you don't even have to ask them directly. You can ask them indirectly. Like, oh, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Like, what are you going to be doing? Ain't nowhere you're going to hear about the woman as the main character or even the leading lady in his story. It's all going to be about him. If you don't believe me, just ask somebody and report back. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Ask a woman the same question, and it's all going to be about some type of man. This is why men cheat, because y'all aren't a priority to them. They are a priority to themselves. Okay? You said men created monogamy to control women's options. Now, if you keep options, that don't even matter no more. Don't do it. Stay ready and you'll never have to get ready. Don't tell them everything. Tell them only what they need to know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Take back your power, ladies. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How to respond to men when they ask you for a coffee date. Tell them you'll meet them there and stand them up, baby. When they call you, tell them you on a real date or at dinner with another dude. All right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. They're going to learn today. All right. That's all I'm saying. And tell them you tell them you're on your way and never show. When they call, I'm on a real date. You got to teach them. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said there's a Dusty in the comments. Oh my goodness. What's new? Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So cheat back. You don't need permission from me to cheat back, ma'am. You need permission from yourself to take control of your own life and do what you want. You don't need my permission. You need to understand a man gonna do what he wants, so do what you want. If that's what you want. If that's what you want. There are women out here that don't want to cheat. If you're one of those women that you figure out how to get his money, stack yours, make it work for you, and stop dealing with him on the mattress. Okay, because there are plenty of old ladies out here that don't care what their husbands are doing. As long as them bills are paid, as long as that shopping money is in place, as long as they can go do whatever they want, go on vacation, whatever, they don't care what them dudes are out there doing. They don't want to do nothing with them anyway. Okay, half the time they married them for their money and not them anyway. So why would they even want anything to do with them? So some women don't care. Some women do because they married for the wrong reason, which was not for money. They marry for love or fidelity. That's why they care. The women that marry for money don't care. You see the difference? They'll be like, okay, well, I don't care. Just be here on time because we have to meet the family and we got to go do this charity event. And I don't care what you're doing after that. Make sure my money is in the account so I go shopping and have brunch with the ladies. They don't care if they marry for money. If you're marrying for love, that's when they care. So y'all got to understand the difference. If you're asking, should you cheat back? If you want to, ma'am, I don't know. What did you marry for? Did you marry to roll around on the mattress with that man, or did you marry for him for his money? Like, do you want to roll around on the mattress with somebody, just not him? Like literally, it's up to you. What's your life like? What do you want out of life? You said if you don't believe in monogamy, no one can weaponize it against you. Exactly, ma'am. The men wanted monogamy to control women's options, so use it against them and get their money. They want to have the illusion of monogamy. They're gonna have to pay for it. Sprinkle, sprinkle, because they all gonna cheat, and you might too. But if they want the illusion of monogamy, they got to come up off that money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. We were watching Scandal. Y'all remember the show Scandal? That's all they be doing over there. The president and his wife, they be in the illusion of being monogamous. And even still then, he got caught cheating. And she forgave him, had a baby, and she finna get her power and her money. Why? Because that's what it's like. If you marry for love, then of course you're going to be disappointed. But if you marry for money and power or a lifestyle, you're going to maneuver and you're going to treat that like some type of business. Do you understand? So depending on why y'all are getting married, it's going to also affect how you live your life and the lifestyle that you have. Mm-hmm. If you want a normal marriage where everyone's faithful to each other, then you need to find somebody who likes you times 10, and it's going to be a lot less. And maybe they'll protect you for finding out more. But if you marry somebody and they already know why you married them, they may not be so indiscreet. indiscreet. I mean, they might not be so discreet, but you get their money though and go whenever you feel like it. You said women, men are so afraid of women that they had to make rules for us. Oh, y'all are silly. That's probably true though. You said you met who and they hit on you? You met one of the former presidents and they hit on you? Girl, sprinkle, sprinkle. You said whether you like it or not, women are waking up. That's true. You said same with slut shaming. If we don't believe in it, it can't insult us. Girl, that's a compliment. That means you can pull and get paid. They gotta pay just to pull. You understand? Sprinkle, sprinkle. It don't make sense to be ashamed of stacking your money and having the type of lifestyle you want and a man handing it to you. They got to actually reach in their wallets and chase. So I don't see why you would be ashamed of having your cake and eating it too, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Dusty don't even have a job, wasting his time hating on. Girl, we ain't listening to no Dust. All it sounds like when a Dusty talks is static. Ain't nobody listening to that. Dusty's gonna learn. Nobody's gonna listen to you unless you got some money. All right. You said tips for going out alone. Look good. Go somewhere where there's money, and look attractive so you can attract a man with the money. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Keep a smile on your face. Make a little eye contact. Don't be a people pleaser. Let people try to please you. All right. Ask them for favors from the beginning. Ask them for stuff from the beginning. Mm-hmm. You said how to go out alone nervous. Yeah, you could pretend like your friend didn't make it. She got caught in traffic and she decided she was tired and she wanted to go home. If you just don't want to say you're there by yourself. The older you get, I believe, the more confident you are with going out alone. The younger you are, you feel weird, you know? So I don't know. I was fine when I was young to go out by myself. In fact, I liked it that way because people weren't bothering me. Oh, I want to go home. Oh, I want to leave early. Oh, da da da. That's why if you do hang out with people, take your own car. And sometimes they'll try to sabotage you, or they'll keep people from approaching you because the person don't want to have to deal with them. Okay. You said money is the root of all evil. Then why do you go to work for it every day? Shouldn't you just be living homeless somewhere? If it's the root of all evil, why you go to work for it every day? Why you clock in for it? Why do you trade your time for it then, huh? If it's the root of all evil. Mm-hmm. You said that's a dusty line. It sure is. You said that's a broke lie. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. When you enjoy your own company, you stay loving going out alone. That's right. If a man tells me that line of money is the root of all evil, I know he broke. You're used to Dusty and you think you fumble a guy. What can I do to having a provider when Never had one. You got to know that you deserve one, and that's all you need to be dating, period. That's all you date from now on is providers. You don't date nobody unless they are a provider. You don't date nobody unless they reach it in that pocket. You don't not date anyone unless they like you enough to provide. That's how. You keep your standards high and you don't bend them. That's it. Okay? You keep your standards high and you don't bend them. Treat it like that. That's all you date, period. If anybody is approaching you that is not able to provide, doesn't have the capacity to provide, bypass. That's it. You don't entertain them. You don't talk to them. You don't make no little jokes with them. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because if you were talking to a man and you weren't his type, he's not going to entertain you very long. He's just going to dismiss you. Or he'll roll around on the mattress with you and dismiss you, whatever. Because men will use you even though they don't like you. You need to be more cautious as a woman. You need to stay away from men that don't meet your standards, period. That's how you only date providers. Okay? You got to level yourself up in order to attract a provider. If you look like you attract dust, that's what you're going to attract. If you look like you attract providers, that's what you're going to attract. So you got to work on yourself too. You got to hang out where only providers are instead of dusties. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said what? What do you think about young men who bully women who dress half naked? Are they in the wrong because we would make smexier, we would dress smexier, even if men didn't exist? Are they just jealous of us? Yeah. For a man who talks bad about how a woman dresses, it's two reasons. One, you're representing him. If he's a rich man and he's like has a reputation, he might want you to dress a little bit more modest. But if he's a broke dusty, he ain't got a reputation. It don't matter. But sometimes men want you to dress to look like the type of woman that they can wife versus the type of woman they got to like make excuses for. So there's a difference. Okay. But if he's dusty, he can't open his mouth to tell you nothing, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he's rich, he's trying to protect his reputation and his image. All right. How can you pretend to be less smart to get money? Ask questions that you already know the answer to and act like it's news to you. Okay. What? Yeah, I gotta go in a few minutes, y'all. But it's been fun. And remember, never take it personally that a man cheats on you. Just take their money. All right, because they all gonna do it. They're fighting their lower nature every single day, especially when they're in a relationship. They're also fighting their ego, and they're also fighting the fact that a woman has some type of control over them, and they're also fighting the fact of patriarchy that they created in order to control women. That's now controlling them. Because men created monogamy to control women, and it ended up being they're going to end up paying for their own mistakes because they can't control themselves. So make them pay, ladies. Don't take it personally. Stack your account, stack your money, love yourself. Only be emotionally available to those who are beneficial to your emotions. Okay, get you a little purse dog. Put that energy back into yourself, put it into your family, put it into your career or your business. Self-love, save them emotional attachments to those who deserve it. Collect those, monies and lifestyles from those that are giving it. And don't get too attached to anybody unless they're making your life super beneficial. And still don't get all the way emotionally attached, because remember, if you're basing your entire relationship on fidelity, you're going to be highly disappointed. So base it on something else, okay? And nobody is perfect. Remember, a lot of stuff was put in place to control you, and now you can flip the narrative and control them and get paid from it, okay? So Be smart. Play chess, not checkers. All right. Get your money out. Use theirs. How to convey the standards without seeming entitled or turn away a potential provider. Tell them you only date providers, baby. I'm only used to dating guys that want to take care of me. That's literally it. No, you don't have to explain it any further than that. That means if it ain't you, it's going to be another one. If you like me that much, fall in line. They're just young boys walking up to them and recording them for content and shaming them. Well, we'll record them for being dusty. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Record them, recording them. Record them for being dusty. Every time you see a dusty, start recording them. This is what a dusty looks like, you guys. Broke. Trying to shame women because they can't get one. That's all you got to do. Record the dust. The waste of recording, but you know. Do whatever make you feel good, man. Put some voiceover. Here's the dusty. This is how you can tell. Y'all have the same power. I don't know why y'all don't be using it. Anyway, I gotta go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all, everybody. Thanks to all the channel members, and thank you all, everybody who sent super chats. I appreciate you guys. And remember, stay paid, ladies. I'll see y'all later. Bye.